What's up, people? It's your boy MM2K back with a real quick video. This isn't even a normal quick dose because I had to show you guys something that I encountered on the internet and it just tickled me silly. You know what I'm saying? All right, what is that? It's this thing with Destin Legarie. Check out this tweet. Now, before we go to the tweet, let me just, for those of you that live under a rock who don't know who Destin is formerly of IGN, one of the world's largest networks that cover gaming. They bought Eurogamer and a whole bunch of other places, so they're huge, right? He separated himself from IGN to do his own thing. And I'm paraphrasing here, but in him describing his own platform, he's going to cover gaming more intimately and, you know, come more down the middle in the hopes of trying to talk about what's happening in gaming and what is working, what isn't working, and you know, just try to just cater to more discussions around gaming opposed to some of the tabloid-like interactions that big conglomerates like IGN are prone to do. Again, those aren't his words, those are my words and my takeaway from how he described this new project. With that being said, I see that, and even though Destin's rhetoric in the past under IGN, we didn't like, it seemed like he was trying to placate more to the Xbox fanboy audience and, you know what I'm saying, doing it for clicks and always trying to placate to Xbox and overgloss their issues and stuff like that, you know, fanboyish type stuff. Even though that was where a lot of his rhetoric laid before, despite his credentials, which should have led him to more down the middle conversations, him explaining this new venture, we were hopeful that, hey, okay, well, despite what happened in the past, it's a clean slate. Maybe he realizes what he's did in the errors of his ways in the past. He's going to start over, reboot. And by the looks of this tweet, doesn't look like he's making that transition quite, you know, it's quite smoothly yet. The tweet reads as follows. There's been a lot of gloom and negativity spread on X about the Xbox brand being in trouble. Hot take, I think they're going to be just fine. Now, look, this is similar rhetoric to what he's been saying in the past. Whenever Xbox financials or news have come out and they haven't been too glowing, right? Like the Xbox financials were just dropped and they are considerably lukewarm, especially with the fact that, you know, as we expected, hardware is just falling off the cliff even further. I've heard reports that they only sold 3 million consoles in 2025, which is 2024, excuse me, which is horrendous. I've heard anywhere between 3 million to 5 million. That's disgustingly horrible in the middle of a generation, right? We've also know that during this financial quarter that was reported, Call of Duty was out, and it was all this whoop to do from Satya Nadella and everybody about the sales of Call of Duty and its impact on Game Pass. So if you're only up 2%, as the reports say, in games and content and services, that's a little lukewarm. A lot of people were thinking at least it would be a 3% bump. I personally thought there would be a 3 to 5% bump, right? And then overall, the games and content was down 7%. But he's looking at that lukewarm, that flat 2%, and he's saying things are fine. When your biggest active quarter is going to be Call of Duty, and this was like one of the bigger Call of Duties in a couple of years with Game Pass, right? So if you don't kill it here, I don't know. If at best it's lukewarm, I don't know. So, but again, this, hey, don't worry about it. There's nothing going on. You know that infamous meme where, you know, the person's waving like there's nothing to see here, but everything's ablaze in the background. That's the same type of rhetoric that we heard from Destin before. But don't fret, it gets called out. Check this out. The homie Prince Tybolt. Now, if you guys are not following at Frontline Gamer on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, do it now. Now, there might be some, you know, political conversations going on that may not be your cup of tea, but for the gaming stuff, I feel like this is the better explained, more condensed version of MM2K. You know what I'm saying? The more easily digestible version. Because I know I can go above and beyond in trying to explain things. That's just who I am. You know what I mean? But 99.999% of my gaming critiques or thoughts are extrapolated through this account, man. I'm telling you, I just can't. I love this account. So if you want to just follow some great insight on all things gaming, go ahead and follow at Frontline Gamer, also known as Prince Tybalt. They respond. Then you, in response to Destin saying, hey, hot take, I think they're just going to be just fine. He says, then you fundamentally misunderstood the doom and gloom. I don't think it's around games in the game studios or even services like Game Pass. It's about Xbox, the hardware as a platform, not Xbox, the nebulous life brand that is also now on your smart fridge. Man, oh my gosh, I couldn't have said it any better. But Destin seems to, and I don't think Destin is doing this nefariously. I think Destin and other influencers, even like Paris at times, they're so worried about burning bridges that they feel like they have to do this. They feel like that they have to go and make these pie in the sky excuses for Xbox until their backup is up against the wall. Give them any wiggle room and they're like, oh, it's okay. There's no need to panic, right? The conversation isn't about Xbox as the brand overall. And we covered this before. Let me show you guys something, all right? Shout out to, who is this? This is Pure Xbox. They released this chart at the time. This is pretty, for all intents and purposes, the current structure of Xbox, or the technical terminology of it, the business structure terminology is Microsoft Gaming. Phil Spencer is the CEO of Microsoft Gaming, and if you think I'm just capping, I'm pulling something old, Phil refers to himself as the CEO of Microsoft Gaming. I believe in either Destin's interview or the Gamertag radio interview that happened this past weekend or over the weekend, right? Under Microsoft Gaming, you have Matt Booty, who's the president of Gaming Content and Services, and then you have Sarah Bond, who is the president of the official technical only thing here, that's Xbox. Now, you may have Xbox Publishing that's under Matt Booty or whatever. Those are what we call brand tags after a brand evolution. I talk about that in the previous couple videos ago. Check that out. I don't want to get into that here because this got to be real quick. But the concern isn't over contents and services that is housed by Matt Booty, right? That's not the concern. Xbox or Microsoft Gaming under Matt Booty in the publishing department or the games department is the largest publisher in the world. They're going to be just fine. The concern is the contemporary area, which is they're not tethered together anymore. They're on the equal playing field and they're doing two totally separate things. Sarah Bond's area, which is Xbox, which is the platform and the services, and mainly the platform. If I am a console gamer, you know what I mean? And that is the most feasible way for me to play games and play all my Xbox games. I am in a world of hurt now. The console is plummeting off existence. Creators are looking at that. And as we've heard whispers in the past before by top tier developers, they are now questioning, why are we going to support? Why would you support Xbox? We're seeing people that are having difficulty developing games on Xbox, the platform, and saying, just screw it. It's either going to come out later than everybody else, or it just won't come out. We're seeing that time and time again. So, and we're seeing it more often than ever because the Xbox keeps on plummeting. The platform and the console mainly keeps on plummeting off of existence. That is the concern. It's not the games and content, which is now its own separate entity. The games and content, they could care less if they're boosting up PlayStation or Nintendo over their own brand. They are a separate entity. Think of Microsoft Gaming more in the realm of Tencent. They're not all about a platform. They're all about just distributing games. So regardless if the Xbox platform is sinking, but that's not Matt Booty's concern. That's Sarah Bond got to figure that out. Matt Booty's concern is to sell as many games as possible. They're not going to limit the games that they sell in order to sell elsewhere in order to save Sarah Bond. That's Sarah Bond got to figure that out. That's why she made a big stink about Wukong. All that stuff and going to them people pretty much was from her. She's the first one that blabbered something to a content creator talking about, the Wukong thing was a deal between PlayStation. It had something to do with other business reasons. That was Sarah Bond. Why? Because Wukong not coming to her platform affects her. So we got to understand that. I think Destin understands that. But he has this knee-jerk reaction that if he wants this new platform to work, he has to shed that. He has to be looked at more as a Jason Schreier, as far as coming down the middle and willing to give that work to anybody, and less so like a Paris Lilly, who often will find excuses for Xbox and change his red lines, you know what I mean, based upon what Xbox does. All right. So follow Prince Tybalt. Interesting developments. We're going to talk about this and a lot more tomorrow in our podcast. You don't want to miss it, but I wanted to put something out there real quick, and trust me, 10 minutes is quick for me. But with that said, I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for coming through. Hope y'all enjoy the content. Until next time, have a wonderful, wonderful gaming day. Peace.